Let's talk about what to look for when hiring a professional dog trainer. First and foremost, we need to establish that dog training is a completely unregulated industry. There is no legitimate standard. There is no legitimate certification. There is no one metric by which dog trainers are measured. Literally anyone can call themselves a professional dog trainer if they are trying to take money to train your dog. With that out of the way, it's also important to understand that it doesn't matter how big of words they use. A person can have a deep understanding of psychology, a deep understanding of B.F. Skinner and operant conditioning, Pavlov, and how classical conditioning works. And in contrast to that, there are a lot of very good dog trainers out there that don't use any of the words, that couldn't articulate the operant conditioning matrix. A lot of very good dog trainers that don't even know the difference between operant and classical conditioning. For the record, classical conditioning is learning through association, and operant conditioning is learning through consequence. When we are looking for a trainer to hire, we want to make sure, one, that they're qualified to do the job, two, that they have experience doing this exact job, and three, they are able to articulate what they think the problem is in a way that you, the layperson, can understand. And if they cannot do that, they're probably not a good fit for you. Not every trainer can handle every dog. There is no amount of being nice or saying things that the human wants to hear that make up for whether or not this person can actually handle the issue that you are bringing to them. So when we've hit a point where we are now speaking to a professional trainer and deciding whether or not this is the person for us, the big things we want to walk away from our first contact with them is, do we believe that they understand what our problem is? Do we believe that they are capable of training our dog? If the trainer is capable of helping you with their dog, they shouldn't be reliant on any one tool. There is no one way to use an e-collar that is appropriate for every dog. There is no one way to use a prong collar that is appropriate for every dog. There is no one tool that solves every problem. Every single tool that is used in dog training, whether it is a Halti harness, whether it is an e-collar, whether it is a prong collar, has its place for the right kind of dog. But every dog is a little bit different. And the thing that you should be really looking for in your trainer is, do they understand that every dog is different? Are they training the dog in front of them for the goals that were brought to them by the owner? Or are they telling you how they do it and expecting you to fit into their system? Your trainer should seem like an expert. They should not make you feel bad for not knowing what to do. And they should not be defensive when they're asked questions or when you push back against something that you don't necessarily agree with or fully understand. You as the dog owner can and should advocate for your dog and protect your dog from what you believe are unethical training methods. A true professional is going to be able to articulate the what's and whys in their system in a way that is both coherent and is not demeaning to you. You are not a bad person for not having all the facts. And the truth is, if this were something that is that simple, there would be no place in the industry for professionals like me. Every dog is a little bit different. Every situation and circumstance is a little bit different. And a good dog trainer is going to focus on the dog in front of them and give that dog what it needs to reach the goals of the client. And it's also important to understand that we as trainers are not wizards. We can't cast a spell and give you a new dog. Some dogs are always going to be fearful. Some dogs are always going to be dependent on a handler. Some dogs are always going to be more independent. A good dog trainer is going to be able to help that individual dog get to a point where whatever the issue is can be effectively managed by you, the dog owner at home.